You're right. Now that I have fixed my microphone, I turned my microphone off. So there was no sound. Thank you for telling me. Okay, let's try again. Good morning, everyone, fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is me, Guy. Now with sound. Hello, Chuan. Good to see you this morning. How are things in Vietnam? Is everything good? Is the weather good? Is the weather hot? Because the weather's hot here. Kind of worried to even open my window. Usually in the morning, I like to have my window open, this door. I like to have this door open so that the air will come in. But it's 27 degrees outside. So it's so hot already. And it's 9 in the morning. So it's already so hot. But even with the window open, it doesn't feel so bad. So maybe I'll leave the window open for a little while. It'll get hot later on. And then I'll have to close it and turn my AC on. I have an AC that sits right here. The power cord is in the water. There's a lot of water in there, though. Haven't thought of a plan of how to get rid of the water. I assumed that George would drink my water. So the AC, it makes water when it's on. Water forms on it, and so it drains out of a and George cable or eats the tube that comes out of there because he thinks it tastes funny. I don't know. But George attacks the tube, and every time he attacks the tube, it falls out, and then all the water drains onto my carpet. So I bought a pan. I don't like the fact that power cord is I bought a pan for holding the water. And now what I have is a pool of water here, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to fix the pool of water problem. At least the water is contained, but it does make me feel like I'm not getting anywhere with the water. All right, these 4 pages, we need to come up with a new plan. How much of my story do I want to talk about here? How much of Alex's story do we want to talk about here? And whatever it is, this is our low point. This is the lowest point in the story. She's sad, probably. Maybe she's very sad. I don't know. I feel like she's probably very sad. This is me thinking. I'm trying to hear the scene, trying to hear what is happening in this scene. I'm hoping that I can hear what they're talking about in this scene. I'm trying to listen. Alex is unhappy because she has just woken up to find out that she is yet again going to be doing something else. Maybe good morning, Brent. Maybe part of this is that the cat, Max, I should just call him Max. His name is Max. Max. Why is it pink? Why are you pink? It's a weird color. Max is making plans already. Good morning, Brent. How are you? So this morning we are 2 weeks out from IndieK. And we are only 1 week from me being prepared for final operation to IndieK. And I have to take all these things with me, and I have to figure out what is it I'm taking with me. So I have a to-do list I've started. I want to make this big. I want this to be the big side. I don't want this to be the big side. I don't need this side. That should be prep, though. I should practice judo a little bit before I go so I can still have my form. I don't want to be out of form. You're doing bad. Ooh. It cooled down 2 degrees since we started streaming, but it started out here at 27 this morning, and now it's down to 25, which is nice. My door is open now because I actually prefer to have airflow. I move into the hotel Tuesday afternoon of next week. So there'll probably be a morning stream Tuesday, but no evening stream starting Tuesday evening because I'll be at IndieK. I might try to stream from IndieK, but I doubt it. I don't know what my situation will be. I might be done with everything by 10 o'clock or something, and I might stream a little bit just to kind of discuss it. But Tuesday night is move in, get acclimated, everything like that. But then we promised we were all going to get together for dinner because it's all the directors. And we promised that all the directors would get together for dinner and discuss, are we ready to go? No, not 38. No, that's wrong. That is an illegal temperature. I'm just saying, Brent, that's illegal. Yeah, see, no. This is why you need to move back here. You can Skype your family. And I have been sitting here talking about going to Japan, where it's going to be the same thing. It's not going to be any better. It will just be ridiculous in Japan. I wonder what current temperature is in Japan right now. In fact, I'm going to go find out. That's the wrong UI. $27 degrees. So the temperature is the same at 12 in the morning, at midnight. Oh, God. Oh, it looks like it's going to rain tomorrow, though. Oh, that'd be nice. It's 27 right now. Before the morning, 32. Oh. Yes, that's why you're poking around in RTD. I wouldn't drive the buses, but I'd be totally into driving the trains. I've considered that. I mean, just even if it was just for a year or two, I'd learn all about the trains. And I love the trains so much. I have been seriously considering that. Good morning, little Mango. How are you? We're discussing weather. For no real reason. We're just discussing weather. Well, yes. Actually, worst case, they will say yes. And that's not actually as worst case as you think. I have a buddy who works as a shift lead for the repair teams on the tracks. And I've heard some of the weird schedules that they do for the trains because of the nature of the beast. And so the only problem I've got is, can I still continue to work with DriveSafe and still be doing my driving school? Because I really enjoy teaching. I would love to play with trains, and it would be a happy making thing. Playing with the trains would be one of the best things ever because they're trains and they're so cool. But on the flip side, I don't want to stop teaching because that's changing lives in my brain. So that's a priority. I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying that the reason I haven't done it yet is because I'm trying to kind of figure out what chess pieces need to move. And if there's any way I could make those chess pieces move. Because being trained to run a train would be one of those just feathers in my hat. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I can run light rail, that'd just be so cool. I don't know why, that'd just be such an awesome thing. I'm doing well this morning. I sent my comic off to my editor, and he sent it back with 3 really big jobs. Well, we got space. Sadly, we got space. So if you need a place to stay, we'd have to do something about the basement, just in there without him getting into stuff. Because right now we keep the basement door closed so that George won't go down there. But it shouldn't be a problem. But I mean, I need to clean up the basement anyway. It doesn't matter. You just give me an excuse to do the job. Mm. I'm glad you're here, Chuan. It's a good morning. I'm trying to think of this scene. It actually is a lovely morning. The sun is outside and it's very pretty and it's very sunny. Thanks, little Mingo. What are you doing this morning? What's your workload today? I'm making coffee and working on a commission project. That's fair. That's fair. I'm thinking this stuff through. I don't. Oh, that's good. I understand that. What games do you play? Do you want scritches? Or are you just into the idea that the door is open? Pokemon Violet? Nice. My kiddo's into Nintendo as well. Although more interested in the Mario Brothers set of games. Hasn't really evolved over to Pokemon that much yet. Is aware of Pokemon, just not really into it yet. So I hear a whole lot more about Mario Brothers than anything else. That's fair. I think it's going the same way with my kid. My kid's going to be a hardcore. Well, my kid's already a hardcore gamer, but he's very limited on what he likes. Just this little sliver of certain games. Start streaming what? Am I not streaming? I'm streaming, yeah. You're not being offensive, but you're being offensive. Don't do that. Stop. Don't claw at the screens, you little pest. I'm streaming. I'm just thinking a lot. maybe I moved this entire thing. If she never leaves, that changes everything. Yeah. Well, let's think about this scene. So, fellow folks who are trying to figure this out here, the complaint that came in from James was that there wasn't enough time spent with Alex. So it doesn't make sense that Alex wants to stay on the ship. It doesn't make sense that they want to keep her on the ship. None of that makes sense in his argument. His argument was that it didn't make any sense, which that I can see that. So he was saying, to fix that problem, I'm actually kind of going back here and thinking all these things through. Like he's changing, or he says that we should change this little second part here to be more of what's happening with Alex, so that we've got some room going on, some thought processes. So I've moved the cat part coming over here, and I'm just wondering why, if Chuan's hearing like something different. Like, are you with us? You in the same place? I'm going to open 3 setup as well. So looking at 3 setup, he says everything is crunched into this, really packed in here. So, you're still with us. Good. So what first, let's say weeks. And we'd get back up. Okay, so that fixes that little bit there. The problem is I need to have her off. Thank you. This isn't the actual book though. The actual book is, this is my planning page. This is how I plan things. Now this scene is now happening on the ship. So I need to make sure I have the essence of this. Okay, I know why I'm getting locked up. I'm getting locked up because I think really what I have here is I have this scene that I built where the cat shows up. Maybe the cat doesn't show up. And that's part of our problem. Maybe I went too fast on this. That's too many pieces, maybe? So, okay, here were the complaints that James had of the story. One, it feels like everything is very rushed in issue 3. He says that that's a big deal. He feels like too much happens here. So I need to try to take some of the pressure off of this issue and move it over into this issue. He also said he doesn't feel like they know Alex enough. That's why we do this stream. You can join us, Chuan. It's okay. You can be a manga author too. I'm trying to think of what's going on. So those were, maybe I need to write these down. So 1, issue 3 is too crowded. Perhaps 2 issues, which I didn't want to do. 2, we don't know Alex very well. Is she on the ship and not the Breton? Three, if she is a rare human, she won't stay on the Kittiwake. She'd be moved to the Breton. So those are our big problems that we have to work on. A couple of them are very hard to deal with, but not impossible. First things first, let's fix some of the pieces that are in issue 2. Looking at issue 2, one of the problems that we have is this one, which is right on this page. And I can fix it quickly. It is these 2 pieces here. I forgot what she did. Tribes of Humanity. Reach out. Oh, I think I'm sad. I'm now suddenly realizing that I think that hey there, Sarge. You have to get up because it's good. Even in these streams, I usually meet first hour. So about 10 o'clock my time, I'll start moving around. Let's see, how clever can we be? It's a shame. This whole page is really cool, but I agree with James. Nobody would let her go if they knew that she was the only surviving human from Earth, when all the other humans that ever came from Earth were all gotten on Diasporidae. If she was the only other human from Diasporidae, then that would, or that wasn't at Diasporidae, then they'd want her. Oh, is he really? Wasn't he actually in the movie? Didn't he voice something else? Wasn't he like the dad or something like that? He's been playing Mario for a while now. I mean, he's been playing Mario for a very long time, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And it's sad, but also maybe it's good because he now can do whatever he wants to do. And it's sad for everybody else. Oh man. Yeah, right? He had a very, very good career. So I like that. He had a great career. It was fine. I think that's good. Good for him to retire. Really? Yeah. Well, she's been in there for a long time too. Just for me? Why just for me? Tanaka Mayumi seems like, yeah, like she's been in the industry for a while. Good night, Chuan. Sleep well. We'll see you later. Okay. If you get into IndieK, it's a drafting thing. I just want you to know. We make the jokes that anybody who works for IndieK drafts their family and friends. Okay, this page is a troubled page. I'm going to have to think about this page because it really is. I am going to fix this, I think. I don't know what to do for that. Yeah. Hey, Mute Midori. We're doing good. How about you? I was just looking over Tanaka Mayumi's history, and I mean, she's been in the industry since the 70s. And I was just like, wow, she's been doing this for a long, long time. And she started in 1978 with Gekiso, Ruben Kaisa. And then she's been in like Doraemon forever and ever and ever as Gariben. And she was in Astro Boy. Like, there's some big things. She's played Ryonosuke Fujinama in Urusei Yatsura. And just looking through all of these, I'm like, wow, she's been doing stuff forever. She's in Fire Tripper, a Dragon Ball. She played Krillin in Yajirobe. She was in Dragon Ball Z, playing all those, plus Baba Uranai and Snow. She's done all kinds of stuff. She was in Szechuan Eyes. 3x3 Eyes. And she was Koenma in Yu Yu Hakusho. And played Robert in Sailor Moon Super S. Like, there's a lot of roles she was in. There you go. You can join us. It's good to have you aboard, Mute Midori. If you got storyboard work to do, that's pretty much what we're doing. I'm restorying over here. I've got to take this page out and do a new page because I've got to fix a scene. And the problem is I don't want to kill the page because it talks about, there's a backstory piece here that's really nice, but maybe I just have to pull the page. I mean, this whole thing is her talking about good to have you here. Man, I don't want to kill this scene. I like this scene so much, but I'm afraid I might have to get rid of it. One of the things about being a writer and a mangaka is what we call throwing out your babies. There comes a time in all of the writers' lives where you have to just say, yeah, I like this scene, but I don't think it's going to fit or serve the story. So I'm kind of worried this isn't going to serve the story, and I may have to just kill the scene. I don't want to. I love the story. Is of course the whole point. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm going to kill this scene, what am I replacing it with? What is Chang's theory? Something's wrong with this girl. Can we go from what's your theory to she's a designer girl? Because maybe that would be one of the things that Chang would think, right? She's genetically altered to fit a specific job. Actually, I kind of like that. If I were to make her a designer character or a designer human, like she was designed and created, that would not make her that. Actually, she's not really that. She's completely different than that, but it'd be an interesting red herring. What is it with you, George? What is your problem? Is your problem that you've gotten one claw caught in the door? Is that your problem? There we go. Okay, well, let's shift the page. George being George. He's got I was like looking at him, he's got one claw stuck in the screen door. I'm like, don't do that, weirdo. I think tonight I'm going to stream from 10 to 11, and I think that Jackson's going to try to get on before that and start streaming from 9 is what I think is going to be the plan. Can I just bring a template in? See if I can just bring a template in. Like, right? Like, can I just do that? Will it work? Huh. It does. Well, there's that. Did not expect that to work, but that worked. Why is it only moving one layer? being weird. This is still Bellatrix Rising. So this is my main comic that I'm working on. And I will give you a link to the existing Bellatrix Rising, which is already online. So, high school idiots. I like it already. That's good. I feel like the paper for this page needs to be. What is going on here? I mean, I'm just kind of concerned here. I've lost my backing of the page. Like the ink layer is live. My onion skin is live. The frame is not what it's supposed to be. Ah, that's our problem. All right, let's do this. There we go. All of you guys need to be in a folder called left page. The first time I've had to go through and tear out a page, so I'm still kind of figuring out what do I do there. Right. What really needs to happen is he needs to be like here, and so does he, because there's one here. It's the same thing, right? Huh. Where's the dimmer? Hi, Donald. Thank you. I'm just trying to figure out what I did wrong here. Right? I bopped I did this all out of order somehow. How did it get out of order? Okay. Oh, because this is a mask. It doesn't need a mask. I mean, it's nice that the mask is there, but it doesn't need a mask. I get it. Still doesn't explain why everything is dark on that side, and I think that might be the onion skin. It is. Okay. That's fine. The onion skin can be weird. That's just onion skin. Which, I mean, legitimately, the onion skin could just be like this and stuff. That'd be fine. Okay, let's make sure the left page has onion skin, because I don't think it does. It does, but it's not set up to the page. It's set up to the... That's what I want it to do. Oh, it's moved over. It also doesn't open it. I went to bed. I'll take a look at it now. In the feedback channel. Okay, I'm in the feedback channel now. Okay, so it's that Oni channel that you did. Yep, you added me there. Perfect. Wow, that's a lot. All right. It's a lot. So I will go look through it, although I'm still struggling with this page, but I'll go look through it in a moment. And then I will tell you if I have, well, I can write in there if I have questions. All right. I'll put a sketch layer in. I'm gonna make it green. You're welcome. I'm gonna make it green so that I know what I'm doing, so that I know that I know what I'm supposed to be up to anyway. So what's your theory? Asks Bennett. And Chang then says, I think she's designer. That's what it is. Okay. If I'm going to have to dump the entire thing about Earth, which is sad, then at least if I'm going to have to take out the story of Earth, which is kind of sad, I can talk about the story of the Jingchuao, which is definitely a different problem child, but still part of the plot. So the Jingchuao are a race of, not a race, but an offshoot of the humans that left Earth, and they got into designer genes. Yelling going on outside all of a sudden. See you later, Brent. Oh, she speaks an ancient dead language, and that makes you think she's built to order? No, Donald, you weren't here. I got feedback from James, my buddy, who looked it over, and he had three major problems with it. Major problems. First problem he had was that if the Kittiwake discovers that Alex is the lone survivor of Earth that wasn't part of the people who left Earth with the diaspora, then she would never be able to stay on the Kittiwake, especially with the Breton there. So there's a city ship there, and the Admiralty or whatever would immediately take her back. And so there, he was like, it doesn't fit. There's no way that she could be from Earth and them leaving her on the Kittiwake with us. So I was like, oof, that's a good point. So instead, I'm taking the part of the story where we're talking about Earth and changing it so that we are talking about some other aspect that's a little bit more reasonable. Kind of like if somebody showed up in the middle of the United States and you found out that, that person had alien DNA, there'd be no way we'd be able to keep it in this house. The person wouldn't be able to stay here with us. The military would take him, and so that made some sense. So what I'm going to do is this last page here is a rewrite. I'm going to rewrite this last page, and it really, really needs to put the right. She'd be shipped off to the Pentagon, and especially with a home ship there. The home ship is a huge base. It's a mobile base, and with a city on it. I mean, there's enough Unity upper brass there that she'd be shipped off forever. Like some. Whoa. She speaks some ancient dead language, and that makes you think she's built to order? Right? Probably not in this world, but yeah. Let's see in a moment, right? This at least allows me to give a little bit of history to Chang too. So she says no, she has all the same genetic markers as I do. And that makes me think she's designer human. Now you know that Chang is a designer human. And then she says, also, we spoke Mandarin primarily in Jingzhou, which is also an ancient dead language. So all of this now makes it sound more like she's been designer built. Maybe she's not designer, maybe she's not a designer. I don't feel like Bennett would take that as a negative. Like, I don't feel like she'd respond sad or anything like that. But this is actually good because this red herring is going to add a good twist to the story. Could be, but I think that would be less likely. Actually, I kind of like where we're going here. So we come out of this page, right, where she's making a case that there's no way she could be from 480 years ago, right? So she says the math doesn't add up. Silver Cove is about 270 light years from here, right? Bennett says, okay. And then Chang says, Instinct came and looked it up. We stopped using English about 480 years ago. So in order for her to get here in 480 years, she would have to have traveled at no more than 50% light speed. Okay. So then Bennett's chewing on the apple because Bennett has no idea what this is about. And then Chang adds, for her benefit, that's more than 320 years for the people on board the ship. To which time Bennett says, I mean, she doesn't look a day over 300. And then says, maybe they made a lot of stops. And then Chang goes, so her family stops at a planet, discovered they messed up their translation to in space. They said everything correctly this time, only to find out they did it again. And they still screwed up their translation to in space a third time. They would have to have done this 5 times to make the numbers add up. Then Bennett goes, yeah, okay, that's fishy. So what's your theory, dear skipper? And then she says, I think she's a designer. Whoa. She speaks some ancient dead language, and that makes you think she's built to order? And then Chang says, no, she has all the same genetic markers as I do. And that makes me think she's a designer human. Maybe it should be built to order, because it's the same words. But it should be in quotes, because there we go. So, and that makes me think she's built to order. Not down, up. There we go. And then she adds, also, we spoke Mandarin primarily on Jingzhou, which is also an ancient dead language. There, that's a good red herring. So Xingqiao wasn't the only world building their own little slave community. Because they're thinking that if they're going down this line, they're thinking that Alex would be a designer concubine. Okay, guy, is it hyphenated or not? Okay, so now we've come in here and she has all the same genetic markers as I do, and that makes me think she's built to order. Wow. Also, we spoke Mandarin primarily on Jingqiao, which is also an ancient language. So Jingqiao wasn't the only world building their own little slave community. Gotta go clock in. Okay. Oh, well, Midori, I stream every day about this time, every 12 hours. So from 9 to 11 Mountain Time. You can join me anytime. Next week, I've got to be at a convention for the week, but for this week, it'll pretty much be every day, every work day. So Sunday night through Friday morning, because I, of course, like to hang out with my buddies on Friday night. So you are free to join me anytime. I will always be here doing work, and you can just join me and ask questions if you want. I'll keep you accountable. If you keep me accountable. I appreciate that. That's the whole point. I'm glad we're doing the right thing. I work better too because I'm kind of feeling like I have to do work while we're on stream. So it works for you and it works for me. I'm happy. That's exactly what should happen. So there you go. I have to talk out loud though, unfortunately. Okay. It's at night too. I don't know if that helps any, but I also stream from 9 to 11 at night. So every morning from 9 to 11 and every night from 9 to 11. So every 12 hours during the week. I don't know where you are though. I mean, what part of the world you're in, but I could do the math for you. Or you can do the math. Everybody's pretty capable of doing math, except me. I'm very bad at math. All right. I'm gonna have to kind of work on this, I think. All right. Okay, does this seem like we've gone a little too far out into the red herring, or does it seem like it's viable here? So here's what it reads. I think she's designer. And then Bennett says, whoa, whoa, whoa. She speaks some ancient dead language, and that makes you think she's built to order? And then Chang says, no, she has all the same genetic markers as I do, and that makes me think she's built to order. And then Bennett doesn't say anything. I actually think I'm going to kill this wow because she doesn't, she just stares. That's what Bennett does. And then Chang adds, also, we spoke Mandarin primarily on Jing Chuao, which is also an ancient dead language. Then Bennett says, wow, innocent little Moment had their own little underground slave community. Who would have guessed? And then Chang says, I'm reporting my findings to Bellatrix. We'll have to see what Command wants to do next. It's a little darker, but it sounded narcissistic from Chang. Really? Okay. Tell me how, because like I can't see it, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm curious why you think that, because I'll change the. This is the perfect time to make a change like this because there's nothing here, just words on the page. So until there's actual like, pictures, and then I'm like, don't change things. But now we can change things all we want. While I'm waiting for you to type that up, I'm going to go on ahead and just put in some of the borders here, just so we can kind of. I'm going to send it off to. Right. Oh, okay. So are you saying that Chang probably should assign it to something else? And that's fine. It might feel better once we've got. Some of the pictures in, because she's not going to be like talking about me sort of thing. It's going to be more like these are the pieces that she's put together for this. Right. Well, also, remember what we're leading in from. The page just before it is, she's been talking about how she couldn't possibly have traveled here in any time to have actually spoken English. And so the last frames on page 15 are, so her family stops at a planet, discovers they're messed up translating to in space. They said everything correctly this time, only to realize they did it again. And they still screwed up. So they did it a third time. They would have to have done this like 5 times to make the numbers add up. To which time Bennett goes, yeah, okay, that's fishy. So what's your theory, right? And that's when we go into here and Chang says, I think she's designer. And then Bennett's like, whoa. She speaks some ancient dead language and that makes you think she's built to order? You know what I mean? Like, and then Chang has to defend that statement, right? Why does she think she's designer? Well, she's matched up with me with all of the genetic codes, all the markers that say that, and Chang is designer. And this is my way of sort of explaining that Chang is a designer human. She was built to order. That's one of Chang's sort of not dark secrets, but one of her character traits is that Chang was built to order as well. That's why she looks like she's 12 when she's really like 35 or 40. It's because she's built to order. I don't know if that changes the feel of it. I'll have to see. Because I hear what you're saying, Donald. No, 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 I know you're not complaining. You're assisting. I didn't take it as a complaint. I totally took it as a legitimate, not even a criticism. I didn't even take it as a criticism. I took it as what's the word I'm looking for? Um, because it's not observation. You're helping edit. You're editing. I took it as an edit. That just looks weird. Don't ever do that again. The real question is the theory behind it. Does it fit? Right. That's what I'm saying, Donald. Does that feel like you're missing something? Does that feel weird? Because that really is what's going on. And so that's what I'm kind of wondering. So Chang thinks she's designer. And so she's keeping an eye on her because she thinks that that's traumatic and it's a bad life and plausibly causing all kinds of problems with her mentality and the way she thinks and stuff like that. So she wants to keep her close. But then you find out she's not designer at all. She's from Earth, but has managed to hide that. Does that feel like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, does my red herring feel too complex? Or is it believable? Maybe not believable, because it's totally believable. The question is it enjoyable? I think that's what I'm really wondering. Do you think it's enjoyable? At some point in time, them going, you're not designer, you're really, from Earth. And wow, that's amazing. But I've got to get the kittiwake out far enough away that she's too remote. Yeah, well, legitimately, I don't think that, at the risk of talking too much about the future of the story, I think that we could pretty much make up whatever we wanted to with Alex. Because it's magic how she got here. Not real magic, but like the Arthur C. Clarke version of magic as to why she's here. So, however, the magical things that we bibbidi bobbidi booed and got her here on, however that works, it works somehow. So, that's probably better. I do kind of like this because though you're saying narcissistic, and that's plausibly true, I love the idea that Chang is being biased. Like, the only reason she sees this is because she's biased. And she sees designer humans everywhere, so to speak, Not only that, as we're establishing in the last night of the year, she lost her daughter because of the designer genes. So she actually lost her kid because of it. So that gives her a lot of trauma that makes it logical she'd jump to this conclusion. So I like that. I like this in conjunction with Last Night of the Year, where we lost the child because of her designer genes. So she's got a lot of trauma and PTSD forming around this issue. Mm-hmm. Well, and it's going to have to be part of the healing process that goes through with Chang at some point down the road, where she realizes that, I'm going to stand up for a minute, because we should stand up every so often, right? it goes through with part of the healing process that goes with every character, or with this character. At some point down the road, she's going to have to say, I mean, I'm not designer, and you jumped to that conclusion, and it's not really what I am, you know? And I think that's fascinating too. And what I really think is interesting is that somewhere down the road, when this comes out, where Alex really is from, and everything like that starts to break down, which is six episodes from now, and we find out that, or they find out that she's from Earth. When they find out, there's a real big, you can have a moment where Chang explains what designer means and why she was designer human, why she was given, you know, why her all of her genes are manipulated and stuff like that, and sort of have a sympathetic moment with Alex. But I like this a lot the more I've been thinking about it, because it not only does it give sort of it gives a little bit of backstory to Chang, it adds to the complexity of Chang's biases. The character is very biased because of what happened to her. I mean, it was bad enough that she was a designer human to begin with, but she was rescued. So before anything really horrible happened to her, she was rescued. So she didn't actually have a problem with it, except in the concept of it, the higher concept of the fact that she was built to order. And then I like the fact that once her child died, though, yes, exactly. But once her child died, well, yeah, but in this story, Jing Chao was destroyed. The colony was destroyed because they had an internal revolt, and the Unity rescued people. But there's no more designer. That's against the Constitution to design humans. That's against the Constitution. So, unlike Star Trek, though, if you're a designer, you're not banned. You're just a designer, and then they deal with you as they can. Because in Bellatrix Rising, they never had a Condunian thing. So it's just an interesting thing. I like where we're going with this. I think it's kind of cool. And Bashir telling O'Brien, that was a great scene, or a great sequence. And O'Brien's way of kind of having to work through it. Because O'Brien's he's not somebody who works or grasps the higher level thought processes. He's somebody who very much is on the ground thinking things through, sort of thing. Let's save this. That works. I feel like that tells a lot more. The only thing is she still can't go out. means this scene here is going to have to be different. Let's see if this worked, or if I just made a mess. They were supposed to use the template, but that's pretty close to what I was looking for. Oh yeah, something like that can definitely do it. All right, guys. I think that's all the damage I can do on this one right now. We're going to go in and fix these pages because they're not running there. This is spam risk, North Carolina. Okay, well, I'm going to answer this. Definitely was a spam risk. Didn't even answer. Alrighty. Okay, guys, I am OOH. I will see you guys tonight. I will be on Geek Tank from 9 to 10, and then we'll be broadcasting from 10 to 11 tonight, just because of the nature of the fact that Geek Tank is on at 9. So I will see you guys all a little later on, and as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Right? Rome wasn't built in a day. We don't have to rush anything. You're right. Thanks, Donald. And to everybody else who's here today, Midori, and we had, of course, Aliens and Brent, and we've a long time ago we had Little Mango who was here, and we had Chuan and Sarge for just a moment. All of you guys, thank you so much for being here today, and I'll see you tonight. And as I said before, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.